These monthly events are put on by the Entrepreneur Fund and by Boundary Waters Connect. Lacey is the one who sponsors a lot of it, but I help with some of the programming with my Entrepreneur Fund hat on. And so today I want to talk to you a little bit about financing your business and the steps to take way in advance before you even think about financing or coming to a bank for a loan. So I want to start out. Oh, technology is working really well right now. Okay, so if you could develop any business idea, what would it be? And I'm just looking for like 3 or 4 people to just popcorn out like different business ideas that could be in Ely. Okay.
A fast salad bar restaurant.
Health with financing, yes. Ooh. Any ice cream? Fancy. Awesome. So there's lots of possibilities out there. And so these are some of the steps to think about. So before we begin, we want to talk a little bit about why to own a business. And so there's lots of business owners in this room, and maybe they can elaborate on some of these ideas. But firstly, you can make some of your own decisions, right? You're not reliant on other people coming in and telling you what to do or how to run your business. You're accountable to yourself. And entrepreneurship helps solve community problems, like the fact that you can't buy a pasty anywhere, right? Big problem in our community. And so one of the biggest, when you come to a bank for a loan, there's 5 big things that we look at, and we call them the 5 C's of credit. So I want to walk through all of these concepts with everyone, because those are a lot of the things that lenders are going to look at, no matter if it's like Entrepreneur Fund. I'm guessing Friends and looks at some of the same things, and other banks as well. So the first thing is capacity. And so that is your ability to repay the debt. So if you come and you get a loan and it looks like you're not going to have the finances to be able to make those monthly payments, you're probably not going to get a loan, right? And so it's like building your capacity. And so within the business, there's a few different ways that you can, or there's a few different strategies that we can take to be able to build that capacity. And some of it is multiple revenue streams. So that can be within the business. And so like if you are a quilt making shop, you could also sell juice on the side. That was a horrible example. Not going to come up with examples on the side. But having multiple revenue streams in your business helps you be able to ensure that you will have more capacity to repay. It can also be having outside income, right? Like maybe your business starts out as a job that you do on the side, and you have your outside income that allows you to be able to repay some of the debt. And then when coming up with your business plan, looking at efficiencies with expenses. So not buying the latest and greatest thing in your business might help you save money that allows you to have some cost savings within your business. And then leasing your space before buying a building can be a good way to lower like the need that you're asking for and allow you to be able to repay some more of that debt. Anyone have any questions on capacity? Oh, it's kind of a boring one. The next slide is more of the fun ones. All right, so then the next one is collateral. So banks are going to ask you to put some collateral up on whatever money that you're buying. And so generally, you want to put your collateral up that's something that you own that doesn't have debt with it. So there's a few ways that if you don't have anything like that, that you can start to plan on it. So one is you can start to pay off some of the debt that you already have on an asset that could be put up as collateral. Talk to loved ones. They might have something that you could use as collateral. And if you make all your debt payments, there's no reason that it would be taken by a bank or repossessed. So if you like have a good plan and you will make your payments, the collateral should never be taken. And then have a loved one or a family member or somebody else you know help guarantee the loan, that they could pay it back in the case that you can't. And then another one is seller financing. So if you're buying a business or buying an asset from someone else, asking the seller to help pay a portion of, or like give you a loan essentially for a portion of the asset. And so that can be considered part of like your equity injection and can help you have more capacity and like less loan that you're getting from a bank. Yes, except for you take the deed over right away. And then this one's a little bit of out of everyone's control is conditions or external factors. So right, like if the market's in a downturn, likelihood that you get a loan is lower. So pick your timing right? Like sometimes opening a business during an economic downturn is a good idea. Sometimes it's not. So just make sure you pick your timing. So the more fun C's of credit are your character and the capital that you have. So your character is the impression that you leave on the lender. And so that can include a few things. So there's like hard stuff that includes. So that includes your credit. So you want to make sure you can prove you have a good credit history and that you don't have too much debt standing out there and that you're making payments regularly. So a few ways to make sure that you have good character and that your credit is good is regularly make all of your current debt payments. Don't get new credit cards. And then if you have bad credit and you are looking at ways that you can improve your credit, Lutheran Social Services has a department in their financing counseling where they can help you improve your credit. And so you probably want to do that a few years before you're looking at buying a business. But that's one strategy to look at that. Any questions so far? All right, so then there are different traits that go into your character. And so when you come in and you're like, come to a lender and you're just like, I want to buy a business and don't have a plan, that can be a really good way to make a lender feel like that you don't have the right character to support this financing. So come in with a plan, and I'll share a business template later with you. Know the industry, right? Like do your research, know the industry inside and out, and what different things are needed in the industry, and have a plan for how you're going to use the money that you're lending. Know other business items. So owning a business isn't just the thing that you're good at, right? Everyone who wants to start a business like is real. If you're going to be a carpet layer, like you're good at laying carpet, but you might not be good at the other aspects that go into a business, which is marketing, which is paying all your bills, which is keeping up on your finances, like your bookkeeping, your accounting. So there's lots of different aspects that go into a business. And when a lender comes to you and asks you for all this support when you get a loan, you want to make sure that you are able to give it to them quickly and that you know what's in there. So when they ask questions, so just know what you're giving people and be able to do it quickly. And that will show that you have good character. And then capital. So in order to buy a business, unfortunately, you do need capital to put into a business. And so you want to make sure that early on you're saving money to invest in the business. And that can be anywhere from 10 to 30%, depending on the lender that you go with, of the loan you're going to need to have in capital to put in. So how do we make sure we can get to that capital? There's a few different ways, and the easiest one is to try to save some money. And so I did like a simple calculation to show you what saving money can do. So if every month from your paycheck you set aside $50, which equals approximately 7 beers out. So if you can just reduce your beer count by 7, then you can save $50 per paycheck. And then you do that for 26 weeks, you get $1,300 per year. $1,300 saved for 5 years is $6,500. With that $6,500, you could get more by investing it in something like a T-bill or something that's low risk that you will make like a return on it. But then that same $6,500 is that 10% that can be used in your equity of your business. So now you are able to lend or like get from a lender $65,000 worth by drinking 7 less beers a month. So lots of different strategies. Start small, every little bit helps is what I'm trying to say. And start planning ahead. And then come up with a business plan. And so if you have a business that you want to do, start your business plan now, start writing in it and edit it as you go, right? Like things can change. And you want to make sure that you are prepared to do the things that you aren't always good at, right? So in that carpet layer example, you want to make sure that you know how to do your bookkeeping. And so I didn't put this up there, but one tip is with your current employer, ask to help more on some of those other back end things so you can gain the skills so you will be able to do that when it's your business. So I just wanted to show you a simple business plan template that may or may not open. Okay, so this is a business plan template that I made and just different things to think about when you are working on creating a business plan. So in it, executive summary. So you want a description of what your business is. If you can't accurately describe what your business is, that's probably a problem for lenders as well. If they don't understand what you're looking at. And then a statement of request. So you want to come in knowing, like, do I want $50,000 from a lender or do I want $500,000, right? Like, put this in there and explain what you're going to use those funds for, and a timetable of what when you're going to have those when you're going to need those funds. So Entrepreneur Fund is a nonprofit lender, so we work at a slightly slower rate than banks do. And so we probably, from the time that you come to me and we have a business plan and we've done some financial projections, we probably still need 30 to 60 days in order to be able to give you funds. So planning early and ahead and talking to lenders early is a good way to ensure that you will get the money when you need it. So you just want to come up with a history. So the history, if you're doing a startup, could just be where the idea generated from. And then there's some fundamentals that you will need with your business, like setting up a company that your business is going to run from. So that includes the legal name. There's four different things like when starting your business. So you need your EIN. You want to register with the Department of Revenue, the Secretary of State, and there's a new one that just came out this last year with FinCEN. And so there are all these different entities that you need to register when starting your business. And you also want to choose the correct structure for your business. Do you want it to be an S Corp, a C Corp, a sole proprietorship, an LLC? So all these things. And I have lots of resources. If anyone has questions on this, I can send you the business plan. I can send you the links to all those websites, and I can send you a sheet that talks about the different types of business entities out there. And then consider if you're going to use a holding company. So a holding company, sometimes if you're buying real estate, you want a company that buys the building, you operate with a different company, and that you pay rent back and forth, and that adds an extra layer of liability protection. A lot of companies choose to do that. Think about what your mission and vision is. If you have a product or service, think about what the product and service is. Your industry, a NAICS code, NAICS code, is the industry code that you put on your taxes, and it is gonna help define different things that are needed. So certain industries like laundromats need an environmental phase 1. So just making sure you know what your industry code is can help with your lending. Looking at how the industry is sensitive to cycles. So when planning out your projections, you're going to want to look at where the cycles go, so we can make sure that you have enough cash flow at all times to be able to make those debt payments. Understand your market. Look at the competition for what you're doing. And that's not just like your competition that's next door, right? Your competition could be what's on the internet. Understand your business operations, including your capacity in your business. So some people come to me and they ask for money, and they're like, I'm going to make this much more with this money and do this. And I'm like, but do you have time to do this? Right? And so making sure you really understand how much you can take on to be able to do what you want to do. Come up with a marketing strategy. Come up with the key players in your business. And then come up with financial projections. And that's something that I can help with. The Small Business Development Center can help with. And that's really just projecting out how much revenue do you think you're going to make? What assumptions did you use to get there? Are those realistic? And then coming up with what expenses you think you can have. And again, are those realistic? To make sure that once we put the debt payments in there, are you actually going to be able to make those debt payments? Any questions? Said a lot of things, probably pretty fast. All right. So I just want to give a little bit of a talk about what Entrepreneur Fund is, since that's my employer. So we do lending and advising. So what is cool about Entrepreneur Fund is you get a loan with us for life. You get me to come along with you and help you in your business, reach out, run different things off of you or with you, and help you with different marketing strategies, different financial strategies. So that's like a really cool part of Entrepreneur Fund, and we can help in lots of ways. Awesome. So I want to send everyone out into the world to network and enjoy juice or whatever comes. If juice that's forth, so you must stay until juice is here. but I want to send everyone out to talk amongst themselves with the question of what barriers internally and externally do you see in financing your business? And feel free to share them out loud here in this group, or we can talk. I'm here ready to answer any questions that you have as well.
You have a max loan that you guys cap out?
Yeah, so we can do up to 750,000, but we also work with other lenders. So we work with Friends and Bank a lot if we can do a portion of that and they can do more. And so we like to share the risk with different lenders as well. And we can bring in lots of different lenders. Some projects have 5 or 6 lenders on it. Yes. Yep. So we do $500,000 and the $500,000. Oh, that's sorry. I don't know why I said $1,000. $500. Yeah, we do small loans. So it's 500 to 750,000 for us. I always have ideas. I don't know. Yeah, I like the co-op one a lot. And healthy, it can be healthy foods financing. Our pot of money is a little bit abstract, right? Like even people like growing apple orchards, right? That can be considered in healthy foods financing. It's not free money, but it's lower interest. So we can come, yeah, very low interest, 3 to 6%. Yeah, and you can talk to us early. You don't have, like, when you start in a conversation with eFund, you don't have to have all those things in place, right? You could talk to me now, and in 5 years could be when you decide you want to do some lending, right? Like, talk to us early. We can help advise you on the way. The Small Business Development Center also will help advise you on your whole journey through, like, idea inception until you actually go to starting your business. And it helps you think about all those aspects that aren't the just owning a hotel, right? There's so much more that goes into owning a business. And if you're prepared to think and understand that it's not just the thing that it looks like, then you're closer to being able to own a business. Awesome. Well, if there's no other large group things, feel free to hang out and mingle. Discuss with people if you need a topic to talk with somebody you don't know about. Talk about the barriers internally and externally you see in financing your business. And with that, feel free to stay in touch with eFund or reach out to me. My business cards are on the table.